Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? What is my phone blowing up with? Okay, it's just O2 sending me like literally notifications through every single means possible that my phone bill is ready for this month. Okay, you didn't need to send me this many. I didn't need both an email message and a push notification through my app. That's very excessive, I would say. But what do I know? You know, I'm only the end consumer. What was I gonna do? I forgot. I was gonna do something. Oh, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna add a doctor's appointment to, not my playlist. That's not the right word. I was gonna add a doctor's appointment to my phone. But let's do this. That's hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow at 6:08 p.m. on Monday, June 5th, 2023. We're choosing starts tonight. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to meet up with Celeste, but so be it. That is just how the cookie crumbles. So I'm trying to do my admin stuff while I'm recording some Animal Crossing. But I mean, I feel like you're probably used to it by now, if you've been here long enough. But I just want to make sure that, you know, I've got this down, and hopefully I won't forget about that. And if I do forget about that, then, you know, that's again just life. I really need to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, okay. Now that was a weird start to an episode. You know, it was just, you know, people in the moment, people on their phones, sneezing, muting, you know, that's just, you know, a hectic life that, you know, I as dear darling live on a day-to-day basis. What am I talking about? I don't know what to really talk about today. I guess push notifications. I mean, that was an excessive thing. I guess if anything, I should turn some of those notifications off, like you. But it's the sort of thing where I do kind of want most of those notifications. Like, it makes sense to receive, I feel like, a phone bill through the text. I mean, I guess if anything, I should turn off a push notification for the app. But the thing is, I want the push notification on because I want it to tell me if I'm using like too much data or whatever for the app. I mean, most of the time I don't. I don't know why it necessarily sent me that one. Can I just like turn off the settings or the notifications? Sometimes it's just a little bit excessive. Can I be honest? Security and privacy. I don't really want to delete my account. Why is there no notification settings? Oh, you know what? It's actually probably in the phone settings themselves. You can turn them off and on rather than the settings, because the phone settings for some reason have a separate thing from the actual app settings. I'm not really sure why, but you know, so be it. Open up my apps. It's real, non-stop up and stainless steel. Visit Harv's Island. I'm playing one-handed right now. Notifications. 1 per week. You're absolutely wrong. Chat notifications? I get like none of these notifications, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know what any of these are. All general notifications? Just turn these all off. Survey notifications? Absolutely not. I think that's probably fine. I don't think I need any more of those phone notifications. What was another one I wanted to turn off? I wanted to turn off the Hoyoverse one for Genshin Impact and stuff, because I was like, you don't need to tell me when a new update's going on. I'm keeping up with the news of this game. I play this game every day. You don't need to you don't need to send a notification for me. I already know what's going on. Miscellaneous. Get out of here. You know. I guess I'll allow, you know, I don't know, emergency notifications. Is that even a thing that you can get from these sort of apps? I don't know. In general, I try to keep it quite minimalist. I won't apparently we have nothing. Apparently we also have a book. I don't know whose book this is, but we should probably try and give it back to them. Ah, this is Lily or Fauna's. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember looking at this book. I can't believe I never actually tried to give it back to either of them. But, yeah, push notifications, or notifications in general. I try to keep it quite minimalist. I don't like getting a lot of notifications unless they're particularly important things. You know, emails generally can be quite important. Not something which is like crazy important or anything, but you know, it's still nice to have. You know, bank statements, of course. That's one of them. What are these ones? I don't need this one. This one's about that golfing experience I talked about. Unsubscribe me from these emails. I absolutely do not need these. Never tell me about them. You know, I can't even participate in the sport. There you go. Confirm. Unsubscribed. Wonderful. I've unsubscribed from that. You know, so it's crazy because a lot of people I feel like have really like an absolutely absurd amount of like notifications for my emails or unread emails in general, which, you know, I can, it never sits well with me, I suppose, having someone like that. I'm like, oh, I don't want all those notifications. That's just crazy. Like, I mean, excessive is certainly one word for it, but it's like, I don't like having a load of unread emails. It's not like I read all of them in full detail or anything, but it's certainly like, I at least clear them out, you know? At least, you know, peruse a title, be like, is this something important? Is this something I need to pay attention to? I don't know. I guess it's just sort of like the idea that I've got a lot of LinkedIn emails for whatever reason. I can turn off LinkedIn emails. I'm gonna do that on my. I hate changing like stuff on my phone. I know nowadays most people particularly like using their phone as their like go-to interface with like the internet. Not me. I still prefer my computer by a lot. Is this not a LinkedIn website? Why is it not loading? LinkedIn. Excuse me? I'm not even signed in. Okay, I'll have to do that afterwards. But I don't like using my phone for an actual internet interface. The only one thing I like to use my phone for is for like social media sites. Things like Reddit, which, you know, might not be the case anymore, I suppose, if that Reddit API business is still going on. Twitter, which, you know, has also not been as frequent ever since the Twitter API thing happened. And what's the other one? It's just Reddit, Twitter. I don't even use YouTube often. Discord, I guess. I don't mind using my phone to actually scroll through things on Discord as if it were a chat room, but I mean, I guess it kind of is a chat room, but can I give you a gift of no? Okay, so probably what happened is I talked to someone and I know this is Lily's, but it doesn't tell me, I suppose, when I look at it. Either that or the forgotten item is now counted as trash instead of actually, I don't know, being returnable. So we're going to have to try and seek out Lily to see if we can actually find her and give it back to her. And she's in her house, which is convenient. Yeah. Like, a lot of people like to have, I don't think it's people love to have, like, tons of unread emails or whatever, and you know, they just be like, okay, I guess we had to throw this away? Is this not Lily's or Fawn's? But there's no... Wait a minute. Is it... No, hold on. This is Phoebe's, isn't it? That's probably what happened, which is why I never returned it. Because I remember one of these book things ends up being like the Sisterly Village's personality type, which always surprises me, because I'm just like, whoa, I didn't expect that to be this. And I think it's this one. It's Oppressed Flowers. And I always read the fact that it's got the price sticker on it to be like, oh, you know, it's like they keep the plastic wrapping on books and stuff because they want it to stay clean or something, rather than, I don't know, being lazy or Phoebe to try and take it off. It doesn't seem like we don't know that much about Sisterly Villages, but they don't really seem to talk about flowers all that much. So I'm pretty sure this is yours, isn't it? It is yours. I don't know, Oppressed Flowers things just seems like a normal villager type of energy, but you're reading a book about pressed flowers? I mean, I don't know, maybe it's got different insinuations in Japan. Fair enough then. Anyway, sipping water. Oh, I just sprayed water everywhere. Yeah, some people love to have tons of, like, not love to, some people just have tons and tons of, like, unread emails in their email box. And me, you know, I always try and keep up on it, you know. I filter out my emails into different folders. If it's like, this is like genuinely spam things or newsletter things or things I don't really need to pay attention to. Hey, you're reading my book again. Then, you know, I'll just like open it up at the beginning of the day and look at it, just give it a cursory glance, be like, okay, I don't need to pay attention to any of this, and then, you know, mark all as read or something like that, or delete, as the case may be. I guess it's kind of different, because rather than actually just like reading all the emails individually, it's just like I'll read the titles of them, and then if they don't seem relevant, I'll just like right click mark as read, you know. I don't even bother. I did that for university as well, I remember as well. And university was crazy because I also sounded like during Freshers Week, which is like the first week when you just started university, I signed up for so many of like these clubs. I was on so many mailing lists, it was ridiculous. But I think I spent like my next few years just like slowly unscribing from all the emails, which I was like, I don't need this anymore. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying about this in general. Yeah, some people just amass a lot of emails, 10,000, put your hand up if this is you, 10,000 unread emails or 9,999 plus or whatever. I don't even know what the maximum notification number is that you can see on your app. That's just not me, to be honest. And it's a sort of like little and often thing where I try and keep up with it every single day, and then, it makes it easier to deal with. You don't have to be like, oh, now I have to check 300 emails. I know I never miss anything important, because as soon as it seems slightly important, then I'm like, okay, keep that as unread. So then I was like, I remember to come back to that, in XYZ time or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's stress inducing necessarily. Is it more stressful to have a load of unread emails, or to have no unread emails, or have to constantly keep up on reading your emails? I don't know. I guess it's kind of like, do you feel more stressed about not knowing, or by the pressure of knowing? And for me, I guess it's the pressure of not knowing something. Probably outweighs the pressure of knowing something. I'd much rather be in the loop of these. I'd much rather have to deal with a load of excess emails and not deal with an important one. But it's also I'm quite sort of judicious based on what emails I do or do want to receive, for these sort of things. Most notifications, so I unsubscribe from basically every mailing list possible for things I sign up for, which is good and bad in its own right. I never get the discount coupon codes or whatever to be like, whoa, 10% off your next purchase if you do this now, because I don't know, I guess it's not worth it for me. Because it would only be worth it for a site I purchase frequently from, and there's not too many where I purchase a lot from, which give out these sort of coupons. The only one I can think of is ASOS, because ASOS is sort of the bread and butter clothing store I go to, or order from. So I quite reasonably frequently order from there. But even then, I don't want their summer promotion newsletters. I don't want all that sort of stuff. What? Colored leaves flooring. That's crazy. It's actually a new recipe. I guess it's a full-time recipe, so that makes sense. I wonder if finally by now we have all the springtime recipes. Who knows? Yeah, it's just I'm not interested in the newsletter most of the time. It's the thing is that most of the time I'm not interested in the newsletter because I'm not that into whatever the newsletter is going to be about. I'm trying to think of a good example. I've signed up to Epic Games. I made a Fortnite account or something in its heyday and played a bit of Fortnite. I don't care about the Fortnite newsletter. I'm not that into Fortnite. I don't play the game that much, that sort of thing. I'm not keeping up with news. And for the things where I am into it, the things the Nintendo games, these using the Hoyo games, Hoyoverse games, which I'm playing and that sort of thing. I am into it, but I'd much rather get my news, I suppose, through a different site, normally from Reddit, because I think in these cases aggregate sites make the most sense, because then you can pull it from more sort of different sources, official sources, fan-made sources, etc., and discussion posts. So I think in these cases, these aggregate sites, or I say aggregate sites, it's only Reddit, I think, is the only one, to be honest, make the most sense. So I'd never want to receive my information through email. So email is basically relegated to official documents on me, where it's oh, I need an official copy of a letter from, I don't know, a doctor or a bank or something. Yeah, I'd rather get that through email. I suppose that's why, I don't want recreational stuff in my email. I mean, that's why I have separate personal and recreational emails. All the gaming stuff I've signed up to, I've registered to one of my my gaming email, and then all the actual important stuff, my life stuff, I've registered to my own personal email, I suppose. And it makes sense that way. keep them separate. Keep everything separate and well formulated, well tabulated in my mind, and then it helps organize your brain, I suppose. I don't really know where I'm going with this, to be honest. Yeah. So, what else am I going to talk about? Yeah, I don't know, just unread emails. It's I don't want to say it gives me stress, because it doesn't give me stress, but I can't help, I suppose, but that intrusive thought at the back of my mind when I see someone who has 1,000, 10,000 unread emails, to be don't you just want to mark them all as read? I mean, I suppose to me, the point of having an unread email notification is to be oh, okay, I got an unread email, this is something I've not looked at yet, I need to check it. something like that, right? That makes sense. I feel like most people would be like, yeah, that makes sense. But I feel like by having all these unread emails, by never checking your emails or never even marking them as read, even if you haven't necessarily read them in their full entirety or whatever, it sort of defeats the point of as a new notification. If like all your emails are like 10,000 unread emails, then it's like it sort of dilutes the pool of what are the emails you need to actually pay attention or not pay attention to, right? Maybe not. I don't really know. Maybe I'm just talking absolute nonsense here. But that's just the thing, you know? I'm just like, I think it just doesn't help my organisation process, I suppose, is what I mean to say by having these unread emails. And it feels like it defeats the point. But I'm sure if you have all these unread emails, you're not sitting there being like, oh yeah, this is the optimal way to deal with the email strategy. I'm sure you're not like, yeah, this is exactly what I want, just like 10,000 unread emails. It's just sort of like it's probably like built up to that point and you're like, I'm operating perfectly fine without having all the emails be read, so I don't need to like check them all off. I don't need to. I know which ones are the ones I haven't read and which ones I have. That's fair enough. That's all fair enough for you. I just like building in like these safety nets, I suppose, for myself, where I'm like, even though I'm like, if it's an unread email, I'm like, this is something I do need to pay attention to. Even if I think I look at the title and I read the body of it and be like, yeah, this is something I've already done, still good to double check, I think. But this is my own personal experience, you know. Everyone works in their own different way. Don't let me be the judge of what you want to or can do or works even most feasibly for you. Because that's just, you know, I mean, I'm not you, I suppose. This is a real sort of conclusion we can draw from this. I'm not you, so, you know, let's do our own thing. It's just, if anything, it's just conversational fodder, but still. Just what, so many unread emails is, I don't know. I'm very thankful that there are things in Outlook for, like, forwarding rules to be able to like forward emails into separate categories. I guess that's why it makes it so much easier, rather than getting like, whoa, I have like 100 emails to sort through every single day. It's just like, whoa, I've got like 50 of them are like emails I'd never need to pay attention to them, but automatically sorted into this folder, so I can just have a cursory glance at them and then mark them all as read. And then like 20 of them or something are like things which I sort of need to pay attention to. The other 30 are like, it's nice to be looped in on, but I don't really need to respond or do anything about in the first place, so those go into their own separate folders. It's like sort of en masse sorting, isn't it? But yeah, in my personal life, I'm very minimal. I mean, it shouldn't surprise you. I'm very minimalist. I'm quite minimalist with a lot of things. I don't like receiving these emails, and I prefer to receive like no emails every single day, except for like maybe one email every month, being like, hey, this is your bank statement or something like that, and like, hey, this is your mobile bill statement. I'm like, perfect. That's all I need. Just give me like 3 emails a month max. Don't give me anything else. Anyway, I think I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope you see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time. Bye-bye for now.